Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Brandao Collection. Today we're taking a look at our signed Funko Pop collection. So stick around and we'll take a look at each of those pieces right after the jump. Alright, so jumping right into things today, as I mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at our signed Funko Pop collection. Now, I've downsized significantly my Funko Pops in general. I've been collecting them ever since the beginning when they first kind of came out, and I've downsized them since I'm not really focused, and we only have a few signed Funko Pops that we've gotten through some mystery boxes and purchased through some other means, but wanted to spend some time and just take a look, even though it's a small collection, take a look at what we have currently. Now, before we jump into and take a look at each of those individual pieces, if you haven't done so already, give this video a like. It helps us grow our channel and get it out there more to the community. Subscribe to our channel, and also hit that bell notification to be notified whenever we post brand new videos. So let's jump on over and take a look at each of the individual signed Funko Pops we currently have in our collection. So out of the pieces that we're going to be looking at today, the one thing I can kind of give you a heads up on is that there's a considerate kind of theme across these pops, which are they are all Disney related except for one pop. And before we jump into the Disney pieces, let's take a look at that piece that is not Disney related and is kind of the furthest thing from Disney related that you can get, and that is this Reagan pop from the original Exorcist film, and it's signed by Linda Blair there in bright green on the front of this pop. I really like how this looks. I got this pop from a horror mystery box a few years ago when I was doing those mystery boxes in 2020, 2021, before I stopped doing those, but this is one piece that I did end up keeping, as I do love the original film. I'm excited for the new one coming out later this year, but here we have Reagan from The Exorcist, signed by Linda Blair, which is the only non-Disney pop that we currently have signed in the collection. Now jumping over to the Disney-related signed Funko Pops, the first one we're going to take a look at is this Winnie the Pooh signed Funko Pop, which is signed by Jim Cummings, who is the current voice of not just Winnie the Pooh, but he is also the current voice of Tigger in not just the animated films, but also in the rides and shows at the Disney parks. He's the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger in the Christopher Robin live-action film with Ewan McGregor. So he is someone who's very important to the Disney legacy, and a character that people love all around the world. And I actually had two different pops signed by Jim Cummings. I had this one here, which is inscribed as Pooh with a character name. And then we also had a Christopher Robin, the live-action film version of Tigger that was signed by him. But that one I actually sold because I didn't want to have two of the same person, since I was downsizing my Funko Pops, but I want to keep this one because this is the classic version of the character played by this man right here, Jim Cummings, who is not just Winnie the Pooh, but also Darkwing Duck, and many, many other gigantic list of Disney characters over the last 30 years especially. As we continue on the Disney Pops, the next one we're going to take a look at is this Mulan Pop, signed by the voice of Mulan, Ming-Na Wen, with the character name Mulan there on the front. I think this pop looks really cool, just the pop itself, and I love the choice of pen that was used on this particular signature. All of these have that paint pen, which is definitely the way to go whenever you're getting Pop signed. So if you're someone who's looking to get Funko Pop signed and added into your collection, the best way to go at it is find a complementary color that goes with the character that you're looking to represent, goes with the colors that are on the box of the pop, and use a paint pen, because those paint pens will 100% of the time, or at least a large percent of the time, look the best when it comes to long-lasting and that visual pop. Whereas if you just use a regular Sharpie, it's going to be very flat, it's not going to stand out on the plastic, and you're probably going to be pretty disappointed how it looks with a traditional pen or Sharpie. That paint pen where it does take some time to dry after it gets signed, it is going to be something that looks a lot better in your collection, as you can see from the representation of not just this Ming-Na Wen signature, but also the figures and pops we're going to see coming up next. Moving on to the next one, we have Prince Eric from the original Little Mermaid film, signed by the voice actor Christopher Daniel Barnes, who is, as a little kind of sidebar, was the voice of Spider-Man in the 90s Fox Kids animated Spider-Man TV show, the thing that introduced me to my favorite superhero of all time. So that's a little connection to some other parts of our collection here. But he signed here once again, character name there. He kind of had put his name all the way up at the top of this Funko Pop there, in that blue paint pen, which I think still looks great, even though it is kind of squished there at the top. But just adds a little bit more to that signed Disney Funko Pop collection. Now, as we make our way to the final Funko Pop that we're going to be talking about in today's video, before we get to that final one, if you haven't already, please like this video, as it allows us to continue to grow and bring you more content and get it out there to the community. Subscribe to our channel if you enjoy our content, and of course hit that bell notification, that way you don't miss any new content that's coming down your way. So jumping over to the final signed Funko Pop we currently have in the collection, that is a Ariel Funko Pop from The Little Mermaid to go along with that Prince Eric we just showed you, signed by the original Ariel, Jodie Benson there, which in that red paint pen looks great. Now, red paint pen can be hit or miss. We have some other pieces in our collection that sometimes when you select red, it comes out a little more lighter pink once it dries. So you're kind of hit or miss when it comes to that red color on any type of pen that you use. But in this case, it came out fantastic. All of these pops that I showed you today in the videos were all collected through mystery boxes that I got over the last 2-3 years. None of these were ordered personally through a private signing or sent in myself. These are all just happenstance that they were characters that I enjoy and characters I decided to keep in my autograph collection, even though I don't personally collect signed Funko Pops. These were ones that I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep these around since they look great, they stand out, and they fit in with characters that I enjoy, that I grew up with, and representations of these characters that I do want to keep in my personal pop culture memorabilia collection. So those were all of the signed Funko Pops that we currently have in our collection as of right now. There may be some in the future, or we may downsize again and actually get rid of these, but who knows? In those cases, I enjoy them. They'll stick around from there. But as things move and go over the years and interests change and things go from there, you never know. Things may come and go throughout the collection, through all the different types of things that we collect. But stick right here to Brandao Collection to see whenever we get brand new pieces in, whether it be autographs, whether it be 1/6 scale figures, whether it be comic books, and much, much more. Anything that happens to be pop culture related, we'll keep you up to date here on our channel. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it with us and take a look at our collection. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments below. Let us know, what was your favorite piece? Do you collect signed Funko Pops? If so, what is your personal favorite in your collection? We would love to know. And as always, keep on collecting.